What if I told you you could use AI to clone any YouTube channel? This is a massive unfair advantage. And to do this, you need just 3 tools. Remember, this is ethical use only. So let's get straight into it. The first tool you need is Grabbit. This is a Chrome extension, and I've linked it down below as well. And once you set this up, I'll show you exactly how to use it. Next tool, NotebookLM. And again, I'll link it down below. This is a creation of Google. Usually you can log in with any Google account for free. So when you're on NotebookLM, just click Create New. Okay, now NotebookLM is asking for sources. And what you can do for this step is basically go to your favorite YouTube channel that you want to clone. So one of the ones that I love for AI content is Futurepedia. Really good, informative channel. Now let's say I just want to focus on his content where he talks about ChatGPT. Well, there I'll just obviously go into search, filter ChatGPT, and we've got all of those videos here in a list. Many videos when it comes to using ChatGPT. Now what I need to do is copy all of these videos because these are the videos I'm going to use when it comes to sources. Now notice when you're uploading sources here on NotebookLM, you can use different media files. You can use YouTube links, websites, you can use PDFs, images, copy text, Google Drives, etc. So although we're focusing on YouTube channels, this same creator, if they have blog posts, Twitter posts, podcasts, you can use all of that content here too and combine it all together. So this is where we'll use Grabbit. Once you've downloaded this, make sure it's pinned, and then you just click on it and go to more settings. Now here, where it's got these smart settings, you can edit this. And then you can decide how you're going to select, because we're going to hover over the videos to select them quickly. So I've got here left click, but you could do right click, middle click, doesn't matter. And then which key you want to press, for example, on your keyboard. It could be Option. Color doesn't matter, just pick any color. And then the action, which it does, which is copy URLs to the clipboard, which is what we want. Leave all of the bottom part exactly the same, and then click save. And now when we hover over this, for me, it was click Option and then drag with the left mouse key. And now what I'm going to do is drag all the way down as many videos as I want to copy. This could be potentially 30 or 40 videos or even more. So once that's done, that's automatically copied. And the third tool we need is called WebSync, WebSync. And you can see it here, WebSync for NotebookLM. It's a Chrome extension which supports us using Notebook. So you can import web pages, websites, YouTube playlists, etc. really quickly and simply. It's just a one-click import. So once you have that installed, again, pin it at the top, and you can see there, it automatically selects which notebook you want. So our new notebook now, we're going to title it Futurepedia Clone and click enter. And then it should pick that up straight away. So you can see here, I've selected that particular notebook. And now it's asking paste or drop URLs below. So we had just copied all of those URLs. And just a reminder again, for me it was Option and drag left mouse icon. And actually as I'm hovering over in the bottom right, you can see how many URLs are to be copied to the clipboard. Now if you ever scroll through, you'll be able to see all of the different URL links. Now just a note here, on the free notebook plan, as it stands as of today, it's 50 sources maximum. And on a paid plan, it could be a lot more. But I mean, most of you won't even need 50. I think I copied and pasted about 20 links or so here. So then click import URL. So actually you can see the total there was actually 30 YouTube videos. And if you have a look on the left here, you can see everything with the tick box next to it. Those have all been included. Now we can open the notebook. Another thing you can do here, by the way, on the left is if there's any particular video or source, it doesn't matter what the source is, PDF, podcast, etc., that you're not happy with or you don't want to include, you just uncheck the box there. Very easy. Here it summarizes first what you've done here in terms of creating this notebook. Now just to pause it, well, what is this? What are we actually doing? We're basically creating our own little small AI folder where all of the knowledge in this folder is basically only this content that I've uploaded. So basically this is almost like a mini chatbot now, where it's not going to give me responses based on its like learning data from before. It's not like an LLM in that sense. It's only giving me content from specifically what I've provided to it here. And by the way, as we're building this content up here on the left, there is another option where you can actually add more content. Let's say you were using websites from the internet. You can click on Discover, and then you could actually find more things on that particular topic and ask it to add those. Let's say if you're researching some random scientific thing, that's where you'd use this. But that's not our goal in this particular task right now, so we're not going to bother with that. So now we've got all of this information, how do we use it? This is where we talk about outputs, and there are many of them. So we're going to start with the basic ones first, and then we'll go towards the more kind of complicated and advanced after. So in this little chatbot here, I can start typing. And what I'm going to type first is, I'm a content creator, give me the top ChatGPT tips I can discuss in my next video. Again, based on these 30 sources. So click go. Guys, before I go through this, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit the like button. That way I know that this content's actually helping you. And please subscribe. I'll be releasing a lot more tutorials just like this one. So in terms of the response here, it's gone through some of the main talking points for a future video. These are some of the best tips from all of these videos. So you can see how it's kind of whittled down all of this massive amount of content here. Many transcripts that it's crawled through. So this is useful. But think about it. If you're learning a new topic and you want to learn about ChatGPT, for example, and you've got all of this content now, you could just directly ask it questions here rather than just using a general chatbot LLM without specific instructions or specific knowledge. Let me show you a really good example. So I've just asked the question here, what's the best way to learn to use ChatGPT? And I'm actually going to ask ChatGPT the exact same question. So in terms of these responses here on Notebook, mastering prompting, and it talks about trying to split up ICC, the types of prompts that you actually provide, assigning ChatGPT an identity, asking the model to critique its response. What assumptions did you make? Where did you maybe miss the mark? To find blind spots. Simplifying complex topics, like explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, which I'm sure you've heard of. Refining answers to be more concise, add humor. Making constraints, boundaries, keep it under 100 words, avoid buzzwords, stuff like that. Really good advice. And when I ask ChatGPT directly, this is decent too. Like, it's decent advice, but it just feels a lot more generic. It's interesting, by the way, it actually ironically references YouTube channels anyway. But let's take it a step further. In terms of outputs, have a look on the right hand side here. You've got Studio, and this is where it gets a little bit crazy. So you've got simple stuff like mind maps. So all of this knowledge now is going to create a mind map for me. And if you're new to some areas of AI, mind maps are very useful. Otherwise, you're just hearing buzzwords and names of hundreds of different tools all over the place, and you kind of can't fit it in together. Because remember, this is new to all of us, all of the human race. So here you can actually, you've got a framework in your mind, which actually helps it. So it splits ChatGPT into core LLM, advanced, specialized tools and platforms. And then you can click the drop down and go into it further. For example, in advanced, logic and research modes, you can click into that, and then you've got deep research, web search, etc. Prompt engineering, click into that one. There it's got role, assigning a role, clear instructions, constraints, much better way of learning something new. Back to Studio, you've got things like reports and flashcards, which is kind of cool too, but let's get into the really interesting stuff. So video overview. And while we're just waiting for that, another question I asked is explain best use cases for ChatGPT deep research, which is one of its features. Again, it's outlined them here, but what's really good is not only does it outline them, it tells you the source. So exactly the transcript from the particular video it's actually used. So if you know that and you want to go and watch that particular part of that one video out of the 30, this saves you a lot of time in terms of researching and looking for the exact information that you need. I also ran an audio overview here as well at the same time. The video one's still generating, but the audio one, let's listen to it.
And the most actionable takeaway from today.
Start small, but start strategic. Identify one task in your week that eats up the most time or causes the most friction. Just one. Then actively look for the right AI tool, or maybe a combination of tools like we discussed, to specifically solve that friction point.
So I'm just going to pause it there. So this is basically a podcast based on this exact content. Now this isn't an exact voice clone of the creator here, but obviously there are tools that can do that for you as well. Now again, if you're just learning, that there wouldn't be any reason to do that. But my point, with AI, pretty much anything is possible now. So it's basically two of these AI voices having a perfectly rational conversation about this exact content. And sometimes, you can learn better listening to a podcast. But what's also really cool is during the podcast, if you click this interactive button here, you can ask a question. So as it's playing, just click join. What are the main limitations of ChatGPT deep research?
That is a fantastic practical question.
So you see what I mean? So the video presentation, which was the last to upload, is now ready as well. So let's have a look at that.
Just look at this comparison right here. A vague prompt like, write about sleep. I mean, what does that even mean? The AI has to guess what you're looking for. But when you give it a role, when you tell it who to be, everything changes. The answer you'll get from the prompt on the right is going to be focused, expert level, and perfectly tailored to you.
So you can see it's kind of cool, but even as I was flipping through, remember some of these videos are going to be a little bit older, so there are updates. But even this content that I put together here, this is from just one channel. You could take all recent ChatGPT videos from many different good quality content creator channels and put them together. So everything, let's say within the last week or two. That way you'll know that everything is very up to date in terms of the actual information itself. And also that way you'll know that you won't miss any hack or any tip or trick, because it's literally like watching all of them all in one go. You could come here and just ask it to summarize 100 top tips for you for that particular iteration of ChatGPT. Like the possibilities with this are honestly is endless. I still find it just crazy that you can sift through hours and hours of content like this, recreate it in so many different ways. If you have any questions about NotebookLM, please mention them in the comment section below. But also, if you found any useful tricks while you've been using NotebookLM or any of the other tools I've mentioned here, please share them below as well, because they'll help all of the community. Thanks very much for listening.